Alright, hello everybody, welcome back. So today we're going to do a video about testing a beta build of Windows 7. Now, this will be my reaction to mostly everything, and I'll look through this build, see what changes that can be made and such. Pretty much just exploring through and seeing what this one has to offer, and even trying to test out some things and such as well. So yeah, that actually might be really fun. So yeah, and also I'd just like to say, this is not scripted, so thus, why I have the actual, all the things about, yeah, you know what. And also, I really think that, you might enjoy this video, and if you do, yeah, I can do another build and review it if you'd like to. No, and sorry if you hear a bit of scratching noises. I don't really know how that will end up with, and I don't really know how long this video will be, so I'll just put on how long that actually came out to be. So if you only want to go through some parts of the video, I'll leave timestamps in the description if you really need some. I'll only leave some timestamps in the description if you ever need some. Yeah, and anyway, if you want a bit more info about this build, I'll just get it out of here. Here's some more info about this build. I just pulled it off of Beta Wiki and such. So as you can see here, it's just Windows 7 build 7000. It's apparently the official beta build, and it was actually released on January 2009, which is the time bomb. And yes, I would like to let you know that I did forget to set the BIOS date. Yes, it was just my mistake. I haven't really used betas in such a long time, and thus I forgot to set the BIOS date. Well, mostly because I forget. So yeah, I really needed to do that. So every single time I actually do like a beta build video and such, I really need to look through that. But yeah, it was compiled on December 2008, so almost like a year old or so. Well, not really in 2009 terms, and it's actually, and here's what it looks like with Arrow and such, which looks actually pretty nice indeed. The only problem is that I don't have VMware tools, and I don't really think it'll actually go very well with VMware tools, and such. And yeah, this is actually what the little DVD for that looked like, and I think this is actually interesting, and it also shows like when it expires and such. So yeah, and here's this one, which is a pre-beta build. I might actually be able to take a look at this one. That was just randomly out of context, but it says like it doesn't have many changes, but this is a very well-known build of Windows 7. So yeah, let's actually start with the video itself. So yeah, let's take a look at a few changes. Now, the start orb. The start order absolutely is pretty different compared to the one in the RTM build of Windows 7. So yeah, there's that, and the start menu looks a bit more like Windows Vista if you put it in. I got a yawn. Sorry about that. It actually looks a lot like Windows Vista and such. So there's just that and such, and yeah, there's all the things right here. It still kept like most of the Vista icons, mainly because it is a beta. Not everything will be complete yet, and when I go to all programs, everything is still the same, and the feedback part is actually still there, and you can just press this button here and just do that. But since the product key is not entered, I really can't do this, which kind of sucks. I don't really know what I pressed. Anyway, so here's like the little thing down here. It is actually very different compared to the RTM build of Windows 7. And then you can just change stuff right here and such. All good stuff. And yeah, sometimes it does this. And with the version that I have, I can't really change the theme through here, which is kind of annoying, but it might just be because of like red lock and such. Yeah, you know what I mean, and nothing's installed on the VM, mainly because it's a VM, and internet does not work, so I'd have to find out, like, a way that I can actually, like, get some things, and then throw it onto the VM. I gotta yawn again. Again, sorry about that. So yeah, let's just, so like, if I go to, like, paint and such, you will see that it is very different compared to the one in RTM, and actually, surprisingly, it's actually a lot better. I really have to say, like, I have used this before, but it's just a lot weirder and such, and I've actually never used the image properties, but you can see here, if I do this, it actually smooths out the little circle thing, so then, like, if I draw or something, it's all smoothed out and such. This is a feature that Microsoft Paint could have had, else it would be, like, the coolest thing ever. And then there's just your right away of other things and such, but the Vista icon is still kept. There's a different icon for edit colors, and you can edit the colors from here, and then you can just go up and down and such. It's pretty nice, and you can also send feedback through here as well. There's a whole bunch of nice things and such, and it's also basically almost on every single thing, and yet this one works for some random reason. So I can just put everything there and such, and, like, very satisfied and such. So then you can just type in, like, good has smoothing features. I can't really spell right now, but whatever. So anyway, I'll just, yeah, I'll say no. Oh. Yeah, I'll just press yes here. But yeah, everything is smoothed out, and, like, even if I just do that, like, here, you can even choose if you want smooth shapes or not, and this is what it, like, looked like in the RTM build of Windows 7, which is kind of annoying and such. Yeah, I think the smoothing feature was actually really nice, so yeah. And now let's take a look at the calculator here. So this is what the calculator looks like. It is very similar to the one in Windows 7 RTM build, though this one is very different. So yeah, and such. And again, you can send feedback if you want. I think all of you know this by now. But on calculator, you apparently cannot send feedback, which is very odd indeed. But then now, if you go to, like, program or something, you can easily send feedback by this way. Yeah, the program one is very weird indeed. I don't know why. Oh, funny number right there. Very nice indeed. Okay, anyway. So yeah, how about the Windows Media Center? I don't know how well this will go, so we'll just leave that for the last, I guess. And let's go to the Getting Started page. So it looks like it's still the same as Windows Vista's one, just without the animation right here and such, and then see more new features. Windows Help and Support, and you can see here, there's, like, a little screenshot about Windows 7. Old MSN, you can see the stuff right there, which I believe is still Windows Vista related, and the gadgets, of course. The gadgets still stay the same, as always. Yeah, everything's basically the same, just the Media Center one is brand new, if I'm correct. So yeah, there's this, I guess. No, I gotta yawn again. Why do I keep yawning? Sorry again, I might just cut those out and such. But yeah, here's what it looks like. It's very interesting indeed. And look at that, you can even highlight on this thing. Then you can just choose, like, music, pictures, and pictures, whatever suits your needs. And you can also press this button, and then you can just modify all these, as always, normally. So everything, that's totally fine right there. Yeah, so I don't really go super in-depth on these things, but yeah, so, yeah, I feel like I'm just speaking a whole bunch of gibberish right now. Whatever. Oh yeah, and also I want you to notice that, like, when I open up a program, so you can see here it has a bit of sharp edges compared to the RTM build. So there's that. I think it's pretty interesting indeed, really. And again, sending feedback is really easy. But yeah, it always starts at libraries, which is, I think, always does. But yeah, for the most part, Explorer is the same as Windows 7's, mainly because it's the same thing. I think there'll just be like some different icons and such, maybe some different things as well. So yeah, mostly it is the same, and yeah, pretty much it is pretty much the same as others and such. Oh my god, I keep yawning for no reason. Oh my god. I don't like the yawning master of all things. I don't know. Okay, now let's take a look at the sticky notes, which I believe is going to be changed. I've used this build before. This is not my first time. Because I remember the one in Windows Vista where it looked very Windows XP-like. Yeah. It had like the Windows XP icons and such. It was weird. I don't think that's actually going to load. Interesting. Let's take Task Manager then. Yeah, apparently it's not actually running on here. Yeah, I don't actually think it's gonna run. Interesting. Anyway, let's continue on. So, oh my god, I keep opening random things. Never mind. Okay. Now for the accessories, there's a bunch. And the old WordPad, the old WordPad icon still exists, but there is a new version of WordPad, as always. Icons are different, as always, and then you can just choose like the picture and such if you want to add one. Looks very Windows XP-like. And date and time, everything's still the same as in Windows 7. And, as always, it's still type, which is really nice and such, and I think it'll just be like a good one and such. Yeah, so you can still do that. And now let's try out the Windows Media Player. So it actually looks very similar. So I'll just go through that. Let's do that. Just do all of its jobs and such. And this looks like the one from Windows 7, as always. Yeah, that's what it looks like. Wow. It's just the same as Windows 7, like the RTM build. And yeah, it's interesting that like almost everything that I know of is still good. It's like, who cares? Anyway, so let's just take a look over here and such. Action Center. I think everyone knows what that is. I really don't know what to actually look through and such, and I don't really know. Oh yeah, I do remember that Internet Explorer 8, it is the beta version, though nothing works. Like even if I go to google.com, it is still the same. As always, it's just like Internet Explorer cannot display the web page and such. I think everyone knows what this does by now. Yeah, so it's not connected to the internet, sadly. Which would be really nice, though. Then we could actually get like red lock and such, which would be pretty cool. So yeah. So yeah, you can just look through all this stuff. Yeah, it's actually pretty interesting. There's the ease of access stuff. Windows speech recognition is on there, as always. The system tools, again, they're there for a reason. Tablet PC, all the stuff for tablet PC's there. Windows PowerShell, yes, it is there, but it looks like it just says V2 instead. Documents, apparently you can take a look through the documents as well. That's interesting. I don't think that's actually in the RTM version of Windows 7. And then there's just the games here and such, including the internet ones, which do not work, of course, because it's from Windows. Oh my god, I can't stop yawning. I had to let it out. So yeah. Yeah, and there's also the extras and upgrades and such. So there's that. So let's actually browse through the system files if we can actually see something related to like Windows Vista or something. So if you just go through here and such, Windows and such, there's all the files there and such. You can see here that some parts is actually still like Windows Vista and such, including the Explorer tab. It is still Windows Vista as always, and like we open up Notepad and such, it is still the same. No issues there and such. And most of the time, a lot of like 32-bit applications do still run on Windows 7, and you don't really need like a stupid feature enabled, which is pretty annoying, honestly. And yet it is glitchy, which should be obvious and such. So yeah, so you can see here and such. So then you can take a look at the web and such. And then as you can see here, there's actually beta wallpapers right here. As you can see here, we actually got a pretty good selection of these, actually. So if I just open up one of them, here's the image viewer for Windows, which I believe is from Windows Vista. You see this is one of them. Most of them are pretty much just flowers and such, and leaves and such. And there's one for waterfall, which looks kind of nice. There's Mojave, I think. This thing background, I'm not really sure. Mountains, which look cool and such. These ones, I actually think that looks pretty good. And then there's our lovely thing, the beta. There's our lovely fish, the beta fish. And it's actually a play on words, mainly because it is a beta. So this makes total sense. If it's not a beta fish, then it wouldn't really make any sense as the beta fish. And you can hear in its name, if you remove like the other T and such, it'll be beta. Please don't practice, because I'm not 100% sure. Oh my god, I literally don't care. And then there's just all the Windows Vista wallpapers and such. Not every one of them is actually there. Only about 5 of them are only in there, and yet it is skipped, mainly because the Windows Vista stuff, you get the point. An idea and such, and you can just take a look through here, see what it has to offer. All the good stuff that everyone likes. I keep yawning. Oh my god. Good. I don't know why I keep yawning. I might just, so yeah, it's pretty interesting, really. I don't really know what else to say. This is just my thing and such. Yeah, so there's the show desktop thing, which is brand new. The beta fish, which is the wallpaper, the send feedback icon, which is not in the normal Windows 7. But yeah, let's take a look at the help and support, because there actually might be some differences between here. So let's just full screen this thing right here. So this is actually what it looks like here. Find an answer quickly, and yeah, how to get started with your computer, and then just that. And then there's the getting started guide, and you can click here, like, find out what's new in Windows 7, and it says like it's subject to change, all the good stuff. And then there's like offline help, and then you can get online help as well if you need that. So there's that and such. Live search, MSN, and Internet Explorer and such. There's all that. And then there is just a start button menu and such, which is not very similar to the one that has arrow on it. And then you can just choose like from the devices and printers and such. I can't really do that, mainly because it is from a VM. Internet Explorer 8, it was just a brand new version and just some new features about it. And then the desktop, I guess. And you will see here on the bottom, there's the file manager, which I'm not really sure why it looks like that. Yeah, this is what the theming would look like if I did enable arrow and such, and it would actually work. So yeah, there's that. And ooh, let's see about that. looks very different between the other one. So if I can find it, here it is. If I just take a look through that and such, I don't really think that it would work in such, because it can sometimes run in the background, as always. Yeah, so I can just go back and such, yeah, and then the Windows basics and such, you just know, like, what it is, including, like, the parts of the computer. And it includes almost everything that you'd need for a computer, including the monitor, system unit, and basically everything that you'd need if you weren't familiar with computers at the time. Start menu, it's pretty easy to know what you're doing and such, and this is actually Windows Vista based, mainly because I don't think it actually changed, because it's the beta. Don't expect it to be everything about Windows 7 and such. So there's that. There's accessibility options, basically anything you would really ask for, really. You could also look through other things as well, and yet everything just really is just like, Windows DVD Maker is still in there, but the only problem is that there is no video card, mainly because VMware Tools is not installed. There's the Windows Fax and Scan, which hasn't really changed for, I don't know, like about 13, 14 years. Whatever you're living in, doesn't matter, because and such. Yeah, here it is. It's like, it hasn't changed ever since, and if I take a look through here and such, you can see, like, stuff about Windows Fax and Scan and stuff. Yeah, so there's that, and then you can just know stuff about that. I'm guessing, like, if you put it through fax or something, but you don't have, like, a fax machine, you can use this. And do it that way, and then send someone, like, a fax or something. However it works, I don't know how fax machine works. So yeah. There's a whole bunch of other cool things as well, but let's take a look at the media center, see what is different. I just opened up Fax Scan again. Let's take a look at Windows Media Center. Well, apparently I cannot run it. Disappointment. Yeah, yeah, pretty much. I don't really think that. So yeah, sound recorder, same thing, but just everything can't be found, mainly because VMware Tools is not installed. If I had VMware Tools, everything would work properly. And then this just randomly appears. Speaking of, we should actually take a look at the sounds. So let's just take a look through there. Okay, media right there. The themes and such are not there yet, mainly because they actually haven't been made. We still get the same things and such, but I'm guessing we don't get, yeah, I don't think we get, sound support, so that kind of sucks. But I'm guessing most of these are, like, the same and such as, like, Windows Vista, because Windows Vista 7 sounds are the exact same, believe it or not. And there's the resources things where you can take a look at the themes. Arrow, landscape, light, and nature. Let's take a look at some of them. And the only problem is that, oh yeah, it doesn't support themes, mainly because it doesn't allow it. So yeah, that kind of sucks. But everything still can be edited. That's the cool thing, I guess. So yeah, pretty much it's pretty cool and such. Yeah. So, pretty much, it's literally just Windows 7, just in its beta state. A few differences, some parts still like Windows Vista and such, like here and such. There's still like a Windows Vista icon. So there's that and such, and even the notification area, which again you can customize if you ever so wish to use small icons. Yes, you can obviously do this. So yeah. I feel like this is just pretty much it for now. Yeah, I hope you enjoyed this beta exploration. If you felt like just going through like what Windows 7 build 7000 looked like, not, it was just like a quick look at it, or maybe like 20 minutes or so. I'm not 100% sure how long it took, but I think it would be like a pretty big file. So, well, for like the editing and such, and I hope you enjoyed this video. I will see you in the next one. Bye.